right, everybody, it's time for another episode of DWMOD. And guys, it's here. It is here. The 2025 football season is here. We've got the whole breakdown for you on this episode. We're going to give you those AFC picks as we promised, Super Bowl picks. And we're going to run through NCAA Division I football all the way through it from the Sun Belt to the Mountain West, guys. We're going to hit the Power Four. We're going to give you our playoff teams, national championship picks. We are going to crush some football today. So just go and watch the episode. You know what I mean? Let's get it going. Louis, just start it up, man. Let's do it.
We cutting loops.
Touchdown.
College football is now B1G versus SEC.
Down. Hook.
If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money.
Ready.
All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. Yes, that's how it works. Fresh from the land of beaches and sunshine. How is Los Angeles? Andy, what's up, man?
What's up? We're ready. It's good. You know, we're about to hit summer, I feel like, and football's here. So that's all I got my mind on at the moment.
Yeah, football is here. School is started, man. The kids will be back in school, and we can just break down football all day long, man.
Yeah, well, you know, and we've already had week 0 in college football.
Yeah.
This weekend, we get really a great slate of games.
Yeah, this is a great slate of games, guys. And as always on Disagree With Me or Don't, we're going to hit All Right Bet at the end of the show. We're going to give you picks for the week. We're not just breaking down the stuff I mentioned in the intro. We are also going to give you our picks like we do every single year. Andy and I have scoured the NCAA. We're going to break all of that down. But before we do that, Andy, it is also time again for the DWMOD Gordon Butterfield Invitational Fantasy Football League. It is back up. We have added people. I got all the messages from people. We picked people to be in the league again this year. Abhi Singh, last year's champion, automatically back in, Andy. He will be defending the crown.
We got to take him down. We got to take him down. That's the one guy we're taking down.
Yeah, we can't let Abhi get another jersey. I mean, he got that sweet Lion City Connect gray Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know, we gave out another winner, got a throwback Barry Sanders 1990s silver and Honolulu blue, took that home last year. So we added some listeners. This week's ad, listener Ryan Maynard, he's going to be in the league this year. Just let him know the other day. He's in. Draft is coming up next week. Now, I posted this, and I'm sure you saw it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought it was a joke, Andy. They thought it was a joke. They tagged it with ha-has and all that, but this is real. This is real, guys. Burt Rivers from the commercials. Yeah, Burt Rivers is in the league this year.
He's playing. We're getting Burt.
You're going to play fantasy football against Burt Rivers, frozen in the 70s, man. He's in.
He's probably going to take Terry Bradshaw with his first pick, which, you know, for him, not a bad pick.
Yeah, or that hockey puck that's in his pocket that he's making bets on from the commercial. He might just go auto draft. I don't know what the guy's going to do. I don't know.
Bart's going to be a wild card. His team will be awesome or terrible.
Yeah, and it's always fun. You know, Gordon Butterfield's got his team in the league, and his team is basically he collaborates with the guest that's on the show every week for Big Six picks, and they'll pick the lineup for Gordon. He's busy, so I guess pickers picking with Gordon for the week, and that's fun to get to go up against the guest picker and Gordon every week. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of prizes. The draft's next week, man. Are you ready?
I'm ready. You know, I got about 3 or 4 we'll have under my belt before the draft. So I should be right at I should be at the prime of that draft, or the opposite is I will be at the bottom because I'll have too many of these guys and I'm taking brand new players. So I'll let you know about week 3 where my draft, maybe even after, I'll let you where my draft ended up.
Yeah. After about the 3rd draft, you start second guessing, man. Like, oh, I don't know.
Then you're also taking dudes. You're like, I don't have this guy yet. So yeah. I'll take Jameson Williams as my wide receiver 1. You're like that. I mean, I don't know if it's a great idea, but it's not a bad idea. There's probably better receivers.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad. I stopped doing that years ago, though, man. When I get into like my 3rd draft, I'm like, no, I'm just taking all the same guys to make my Sundays easier, so I can just watch the games I want to watch. I don't have to be all over the board.
Right. And also, you know, you're like, yes, Jamar Chase scored. And you're like, oh no, I'm playing him in like 3 other leagues. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's tough when you're betting too, man, because you're like, oh, Jamar Chase just scored sweet, but man, I'm off on the Bengals this week, man. I
Yeah,
took,
yeah.
I got the Ravens. Shit.
Sure. Get ready for me to be off on the Bengals in week 1, by the way. Just a little teaser for next week.
Oh, I don't even know who they got. Who are they
Yeah,
playing?
they're at the Browns. Browns are plus 5.5. You
Yeah,
know, I like them.
yep. Yeah, I like the Browns this year. We're going to talk about that because we're about to get into some quick hits and we're going to break down the AFC for you guys like we have always promised. I always promised about a week ago. All right, Andy, I got a little something for you here.
Okay.
Just a little quick baseball before we get into this AFC. Now, the Royals are still in it. I
3
know
back, baby. 3 back.
they're 3 back from this wild card. Going to be tough to probably catch the Yankees or the Red Sox, but I think the Yankees will be the team to catch. The Red Sox are a little bit hot. But here's something.
I should tell you before you tell me. Mid-September, Mariners, Royals play each other, a 3-game series. Going to be big.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. You need to just walk Cal Raleigh like he's Barry Bonds, man. Don't pitch to that guy.
Yeah, it's been good.
Big Dumper's been crushing it. But I thought you would like this, so I put this in just for you this week. Comparing one of your Royals greats, who I don't know if this guy's going to have a shot at the Hall of Fame. Probably not. But the guy he's being compared to is everybody says is a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. Now, Perez and Trout drafted in the same year. Okay. And here's their total stats. Mike Trout only leads Salvi Perez by 22 ribbies, 43 hits. You know what I mean? And 7 doubles. Now, Trout's got a few more home runs, but
no way. There's no way. No way.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I do think Salvi's going to make the Hall of Fame. I think it's a positional Hall of Fame player. By the way, like he's also been with the Royals for like I don't know, have whatever that line just said.
2011. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 12, 14 years. I do think he's going to make the Hall of Fame, but I am shocked that he's like that close to Trout. Like that,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, Trout had a lot more injury timeouts than Salvi did, but Salvi's had his time on the what they call it in baseball, the IR.
Yeah,
I don't know what they call it.
DL,
The DL. Yeah, it's the DL.
Well, you also Salvi's got in his pocket too. Is like the Royals that 15 Royals and the 15. I guess no, but yeah, the 14 Royals and the 15 Royals. The 15 Royals won the World Series.
Yep.
And that they had those great relievers. Salvi was a huge part of that. And then the 14 Royals who lost to the Giants in the World Series. So I think he's going to get in. I think he's going to get in.
Yeah. I think if he just gets the 2,500 hits and closes in on 300 homers, I don't know where he's at. I'm guessing he's over 200 somewhere.
Yeah, I would guess. I mean, there's always the internet. We can look.
Yeah, there's always the internet. You can check that out. But I think he's probably close on both those numbers. He might get in. I think he's probably a bubble guy, but you're right. Positional catcher's tough,
Yeah, I think he'll get in, and I'll be happy. He's turned out. By the way, his lifetime home runs is 295.
Oh, he's going to get 300 for sure. Okay, yeah, probably not 400, but he'll get 300. Yeah,
he reminds me a lot of Molina Yachty for the Cards.
Sure,
and Yachty I think is in. So I think if he's going to be in.
Yeah,
so. I think he's on the Yachty track there. I think.
I think he'll be in. I think he'll be in too, man. He's a good catcher, dude. Enjoy watching him. Well, hey, man, hopefully the Royals can get in the playoffs. It'd be fun. It'd be fun, brother. All right, before we get to the AFC breakdown really quick, I just want to share with you a text that I got from a listener, well, a DM or whatever, that I got from a listener, message about your hot take on the Lions here. Let's take a look here. He said the Lions were number 3 in defensive DVOA from weeks 1 through 11 last year before all the injuries. What the fuck is Andy talking about? The injuries were too much after that, but they were not as bad on defense. They weren't that bad on defense at any stretch, man. At any stretch, he says, hey, man, that's the injuries. What the fuck are you talking about? This defense was good.
Well, first off, thank you for texting in and having an opinion. Now, this does I appreciate this person creating a pick so I can get a little room here on my Lions talk. Look, I thought about it. I texted Mikey about a week ago being like, look, I do think the Lions are going to get in the playoffs now. I'm taking the Rams out on my list. Take the Rams out. I don't trust the Rams, right?
Yeah,
the Stafford thing is making me nervous. I got to take them out. So I'm going to put them in. if you want to get frisky, take the Lions to be the one. The NFC also take them to win the divisions plus money. I'm not gonna say I still don't think they're gonna win the division. I still think it's the Packers. I still think the Lions are gonna hit 6-7. The schedule's brutal. Now about their defense for this person. Okay.
Hey, first 11 weeks, at least especially first 8 weeks, they were pretty good. They were pretty good, man.
Yeah, but if you look at who they were playing last year, it's not
pull it up.
Like let's get because that to me is the thing. All right, their first game was the Rams, then the Bucks, then Arizona, then Seattle, then Dallas, then the Vikings, then the Titans, Packers, Texans, Jags, Colts.
Titans, Texans, Colts are the only bad teams in there, really. The Seahawks were good last year. Geno's putting up points. Bucks putting up points.
I just don't think I just think when it comes to the end or when I'm going to need them to be good, I just don't think the defense is going to hold up. Yeah. I think it's the same problem as last year and the same problem as the year before that. If a regular season, sure, but I just think when the Lions need to stop, I don't know if they're going to get it, and that is concerning to me as a guy. And for this year, why I think I initially left them off was their schedule was pretty concerning and still is. Also,
schedule stuff.
A regression is just going to come. I doubt they're going to go 15-2. So let's put some L's on them. Like how many? We're talking 3 or 4. Sure, well, that's 11.
I say 3 or 4. Well, yeah. But that's going to be,
and that is if everyone stays healthy, right? So everyone has to stay healthy for probably 11. Like if Goff gets hurt, like any NFL team,
sure, like any team,
they're toast. So, Gibbs gets hurt, I think, is an issue as well, but not a huge issue, but an issue. Yeah. So, look,
quite frankly, I think it's a bigger issue if Montgomery gets hurt, because everything we do explosive on offense is set up by Montgomery just pounding you in the teeth, and you have to respect it. If you try to get into any kind of drop-offs or playing any kind of the spies or these things to try to take away the electric plays that we do, we'll hammer Monty right down your teeth for 5 yards of crack. So I think he's the bigger, what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So I think they'll get in. I do. Look, I can't quite back off. I think that defense was bad. I understand that they were a little banged up, but
I think we lost 18 starters during the course of the year. You only start 11. We lost 18.
They also
had a return team all on defense, man. It was bad.
Yeah, we'll see what Glenn and Ben Johnson I guess you just can't have it both ways a little bit, which is everybody's like Glenn and Ben Johnson are awesome, coaches. So if they are awesome coaches, then there's just naturally going to be a step back. But if they're not awesome coaches, I think the Lions will be just fine. And they'll be 14-3. So I'm just kind of playing the odds more than anything. And the value police. And the value police tells me that the Lions have to take a few steps back.
Are you talking yourself right back into being out of the playoffs here?
No. I'm gonna hold the Lions are in. But also I've thought about it, and I'm like, who do I trust the most in that division? It's probably the Lions. I like the Packers a lot. I really like the Packers, but I don't trust them. Right?
Listen,
if you one game to win the division, trust is probably the Lions.
Yeah, for sure. Because here's the thing: this is a team that is built on chip on your shoulder, punch you in the mouth, and everybody's doubting them this year. Everybody's telling them they're not going to make the playoffs. The Packers are going to win the division. Lions are going to regress. My God, if any team is going to that's gasoline on a fire for, it's this squad.
Right. And you also think Campbell, he's not Ed Ogeron, right? He's not a guy who has an awesome team and then he's out of the league in 3 years. I just don't think he is. Right. No. So I do think he'll have something to prove a little bit. And I do think he'll be pretty good. But we'll know by week 8 or 9 where maybe Dan Campbell sucks overall. I just don't. I'm just currently on where I do think he's good. So I'm rooting for Dan Campbell. I'm going to root for the Lions. I'm not sure why. I don't think they're going to be 7-10. I do think they'll be 10-11, 11-6.
I think they'll get I got them getting to 12 wins. I think I had them. No, I remember I had them and the Packers both at 11-6, and we won the tiebreaker because week 1 we're going to win at Lambeau because we've been owning them at Lambeau since DC got to town. Now I'm going to tell you what I think the biggest key is on this defense. The one guy that cannot get hurt. Okay, outside Hutchinson, you need Hutchinson to stay healthy. It's Anzalone. He is, by the cybermetrics that they give, one of the top 2 linebackers in the league sideline to sideline. Like,
Right.
he
Right.
cannot get hurt. And when he got hurt last year and broke his arm, that was a killer because he's a third down back stopper like you wouldn't believe. He can cover, he flies around. Like, I mean, listen, the hair is a big, big dude on that defense. We need him to stay healthy.
Yeah, and then, that I was also getting deep diving a couple days ago about that Lions rookie wide receiver. That I think
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
rookie, but
Tesla.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a lot. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things to like about that kid. We'll see if there's a lot of mouths to feed in that Lions
Correct.
offense, but there's a lot of things to
Correct.
like about that dude.
Yeah, but
A lot of things.
another pick that every single pundit and everybody on the media shit on Brad about. Moved up to get this kid from Arkansas. This was terrible. Gave up too much. Turns out after a couple of preseason games, everybody's going, holy shit, they snagged another one. You know?
Yeah, he's pretty good. I saw some people comparing him to kind of like Puka's rookie year. Like the way he moves is similar to the way Puka moved, which is he does a great job at what they call drifting. Like he
Yeah.
drifts across the middle, and then that kind of like he's just always moving, man. He's always moving. He's
Yeah.
impressive. I don't, he may not get. He may have a harder time in his rookie year because there's like 5 dudes who are good in offense. So,
Right.
but he's
Right.
good. It's not a bad dude to have.
No, especially with his skill set and all the eyes are on everybody else. Keep drifting, son. You're going to be wide
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Keep drifting. You know what I mean? All right. Well, you'll get to go head to head with the fella that sent that text because we loved it. We put him in a fantasy league. This guy's name is Jeff Pop. He's going to be in the fantasy league, so you guys can battle out your differences there. But
I want Jeff to know this right now. When we play each other in fantasy, it's a border war. It's a rivalry like none at UFC. We're going to be at each other's throat. To me, it's Missouri, Kansas.
I love it. I love it, man. Let's get it going. All right, let's jump into these AFC predictions. As promised, we're going to hit some over-unders on wins for the year, just like we did the NFC, guys. We're going to move through it quickly because we got a college gauntlet to get through on the show this week.
Yeah.
We're breaking it all down, man. So let's jump right into the AFC East. Let's go AFC East right up top now. The Bills are minus 370 to win the division. And then the next best odds are the Pats at plus 600, Dolphins 675, Jets plus 2,000. Listen, none of those teams. Teams. I'm not even interested in any value there.
I mean, if you want a small wager on the Pats, go for it. It's so unlikely the Pats win that division. Yeah. So I wouldn't waste my time. But I mean, if anything, put $1,000 on the Bills and just pray and win 370.
Yeah, that's what you ought to probably just do because I don't have one other team in this league having a winning record. Okay, the over/under for the Bills is 11.5. I got them at 12-5. Vegas again, perfect. I'm staying off of that. If I'm within one game, I'm not playing it. You're going to play it?
I actually think they'll go like 14-3, but
okay.
So I like the over on that one for sure. Their schedule is like they play the Dolphins twice, they play the Jets twice, and they play the Pats twice. Let's say they lose just one of those games. They're 5-1,
Yeah.
So now we need, in the next 11 games to be like 8-3, which is very possible in that schedule.
Very possible. A little too close for my skin, but very possible. The Pats over under is 8.5. No, thank you. I've got them winning 8. No, thank you.
Yeah, I like the over, but I'm kind of coming back to the under. So yeah, I'm with you. It's a pass.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I need to see it. I need to see it.
Any team with Diggs in the locker room is going to have some issues around week 8. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see like a year. I think Vrabel's good.
Yeah.
But I just need to see it.
Yeah, I like the quarterback too. I think he's coming along. I think he's going to be all right. You know what I mean? All right, let's go. Dolphins. The Dolphins are at 8.5. Now, this is a divider for a lot of people. They think it's going to be a big bounce back year for the Dolphins if Tua can stay healthy, which is not going to happen. And I just don't see it, man. I got them at 7-10. I'm out on this. They're not getting 9 wins.
I got him under, and I got last year of Mike McDaniel. I think he's going to get fired.
He's going to get fired.
Yeah, I think they're going to win like 5 games. Right? Look, the thing I think if you're a Dolphins fan, you have to pray is that they have some good defensive players. If those players can hold up, maybe their offense stays healthy enough to get them through. But Hill, Waddle, A-Chain's already hurt, right? They maybe start this guy, Ollie Gordon, the Oklahoma State guy, who had some trouble last year as a senior when everybody thought he was going to be good. Yeah. So I just think under is the best play. I like under. I like that
Yeah,
one.
under's a big time best play. And speaking of McDaniels, like when is the league gonna get off of this? It's just hard, man. Any major corporation or business, it's like once you start operating a certain way, it's so hard to change course. And in the NFL, it's you got to be a coordinator, and then we make these coordinators head coaches. Because if you're a good coordinator, you'll be a good head coach. And it's like that's not the case, man. Like McDaniels probably be an awesome offensive coordinator for somebody,
Well, for sure.
not a head
Sure.
coach. Not
Yeah,
a head coach.
right. The problem with the Dolphins are, to me, in McDaniels, like they're just sugar. They're just empty calories.
Yeah.
Like it's just an empty calorie team where, like, they beat the bad teams, but then any decent team takes it to them.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
That's a great point.
Like somebody like God. I want Jeff to hear this. Somebody like the Lions, is not a sugar team. It's not an empty calorie team, right? That team is like meat and potatoes, and they can they pound the bad teams, but they hang and beat the good teams as well. So
yep. Yeah. Out on the Dolphins for sure, man. You're right. McDaniel's probably getting fired. We don't even need to discuss the Jets, man. Look,
I like the over. I like the over. I think I want to get it in. I like the over.
6.5. You like them to get to 7 wins?
I just think they have a little more of identity than the Dolphins, which is Glenn's going to make them play defense, and they're going to win games 16-13. They're going to win.
They do have a good defense. They do have.
If they can just hang in, Fields can make a play or two. That's all he's got to do. But I think I would take the over. I'm not saying I'm betting it. I am saying I would take the over, though.
Yeah. Best of luck to Fields, man. I think he's taken a beating in the media. And look, I've been on that train. I not negatively, but I just don't think he's going to be that great of a pro quarterback because, listen, man, you can bottle him up. If you can keep him in the pocket, he's not going to beat you.
Weird career. Like he was actually pretty good last year in Pittsburgh. Like finally had a good coach, got out of that hellhole.
Yeah. Well, they were using him in packages where they can RPO, get him out on the edge, let him run, let him use his athleticism. And the NFL is a scheme league, man. When he's in there every week, every down, they're going to bottle him up in the pocket, and it's going to be trouble.
Right. The thing with Fields is if I need him to complete like a 23-yard pass to win the game, I think you and I have a better chance to complete that thing.
If I need him to complete a 12-yard sticks route to move the chains in a 2-minute drill, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I'm with you. No way.
No, I'm out on that. All right, so we're all in on the Bills in this one. That's an easy one. All right, let's jump to the North. Now, the North, this going to be a little bit of a tough one here. All right, Ravens are -160, Bengals at +265, Steelers at +430, and the Browns are at +4,000 to win.
Well, but even where I'm going.
I put $5 on the Browns already.
You know it. Why? Like if you don't know what the next thing I'm going to say is, you're not listening to this podcast.
Yeah, right.
4,000.
Yeah,
4,000.
Yeah.
Look, let me just say, I don't think the Browns are going to win this division. But we went through this a couple weeks ago. Their September schedule, if they can get out of there 2-2, those odds will lower. You can start hedging your way around. You absolutely have to take the Browns just for like $1, $5, whatever.
$5, man. It's $5, and it ain't going to be that crazy because they're a team that I think is going to be, as I said before, I think this is going to be a bubble playoff team. I think at the end of the year, they're going to be hovering right around 500 and be a game or two out of maybe trying to jump in that last spot. They just need consistent quarterback play. Not good, just consistent. That's it.
I don't think I like the over on the Browns. I don't think they're going to be above 500. I think they're going to finish the year like 6-11. But I do think they're worth playing those.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I got them at 8-9, which could easily flip to 9-8. But I got them at 8 wins, and their over under is 4.5. Guys, give me the over.
Yeah, 5. They're going to win 5 games. I like the over on that. They have. I mean, unless they're truly their defense is fine.
Yeah,
I get they're one of the 3 to 5 worst teams, but I think they can sneak out 5. I think.
Yeah, let me not say the word Browns to you. Okay, everybody listening to right now. Okay, pretend you don't know what team I'm talking about, and I'm going to say this to you. Pretty good defense, better than half the league defensively. One of the best O-lines in the league, can run the football on anybody. Their identity is run the football, and they're good at it. And they've got a really good coach. Do you think they'll win more than 4.5 games? You'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, they got a good coach. I agree. I think so. I think with these over-unders a lot is, for me, sometimes like I go to coaching, which is like, I'm like, do I like this coach? And do I think he'll be ready? Like, okay. And then I go over-under.
Yeah.
Like McDaniel's a great one. I worry about McDaniel. I'll take the under. I think that dude's going to get fired. I'm on the under.
Excellent point. I'm on the under.
The Browns coach, I'm like, pretty good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach, man.
And if he doesn't, He'll get fired, and someone will hire him next year, and he'll be in a way better situation.
Yeah,
So,
and I will stand by this statement. If the owner would not have gotten involved and meddled and demanded that Watson thing, I think Stefanski and the Browns were on a trajectory to be a powerhouse in the AFC. And he tanked the whole thing with that one move. The fucking
well, they're
owner.
doing a good thing next year. I know they have 10 picks in the draft, so they're moving the right way. It's just, can they stick with Stefanski? And which they should, I think.
I absolutely should. I think this guy's been doing a good job, and he got sabotaged by the damn owner. Probably the only reason he hasn't been fired is the guy realizes it was, the owner realizes this is on me a little bit. You know what I mean? Over under for the Steelers here, 8.5. Listen,
I love it. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, it's right. The Tomlin 9-8. What are we doing? Over or under?
I mean, listen, the money should be on the over here. They're going to get to at least 9 wins because he's never had a losing season. And I don't know if this is just really good intuition on my part, or if it's just my disdain for Aaron Rodgers, but I'm going to call it right now. This is going to be Tomlin's first losing season.
Look, I look. I mean, I agree with you. I believe they will win less than 9 games, but there's no way in hell.
Yeah, you got to bet it.
Going against Mike Tomlin.
You're right. You're right.
No way. We're just talking about how good a coach over and under. Like, look, we already know what's going to happen. Round 1 of the playoff, the Steelers are on the road on some divisional game. They're going to be about an 8 or 9 point dog, and I'm going to be telling you how I want to take the Steelers and the points.
Yeah.
The final score of that game is going to be Houston Texans 32, Pittsburgh Steelers 7. Right? Yeah. And that's how it works. I already see it. It's going to be on CBS. It's going to be on a Saturday. I know in my heart that's going to happen.
It's going to happen next week. Watch next week, week 1, you're going to be all over the Steelers as a dog. I don't even know who they're playing. You're going to be all over. I
think they play the Jets in the Rogers Bowl.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
But I'm going to take the over. I would not bet it. I'm going to take the over. I'm just going to ride with Tomlin until this horse throws me.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying losing record, and I'm going to let you hand those picks out. I'm not going to be on it. All right. So let's jump on the Bengals. Now they got the Bengals over under at 9.5. Man, I like the over here. I think this is a year where they're going to avoid the injuries and they're going to get going out of the gates and win some games. I think this is going to be a big year for the Bengals.
Under.
Oh, okay.
Tell me what's the difference between last year's team and this year's team, and then tell me how many games did Burrow Chase miss, and how many games did Chase Brown miss? Like, what?
Now the big problem last year, yeah, it was only 2, but those two games made the difference in making the playoffs. Now early they were losing a bunch of big shootouts because that defense was bad.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, but you go look at the second half of the season. A defense started to figure itself out and started playing some good football and kept them in games down the stretch. If that trend can continue, I think this is a team that could get to 10 or 11 wins this year and be like, I don't want to play them in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I want to play them in the playoffs. I'm like, bring it on, because I think any team is just going to score when they want on the Bengals. Defense isn't good enough. Don't like anything about them. Ultimately, like, I go under. Like, I think it's the team that everybody thinks is going to be good that I don't think is going to be good. So I'm under on this one. Under.
All right. Well, the next team is going to be good. The over-under is at 11.5. I got them at 13 wins and probably the number 1 seed in the AFC. I've already placed a futures bet on the Ravens being the number 1 seed, 13 wins. I go through their schedule. I got them at 13-5. I'm going to take the over at 11.5 wins.
Over. I think the key to the Ravens, though, is their first 5 or 6 games are kind of hard. So let me throw this suggestion out. Pray to God this happens. Pray the Mikey scenario with the Bengals is correct and they're really good, and pray that the Ravens go about 3-3. Then what we do is we bet the Ravens to win the division.
Sure.
So you're probably Vegas is right now is 165. Maybe you get them at plus 140 at that point.
Yeah,
but that would be the early plan. Look, I like the Ravens. I think the only thing that stands in the Ravens' way is probably Mahomes. Like I like Mahomes is the cheat. Like, and I obviously lost to the Bills, so Allen. So it's again those 3 teams, but it's so hard to be like Ravens Super Bowl ticket because Lamar does Lamar things in the playoffs.
Yeah. He does. You know what I mean? And we're going to get to this in a little bit here, and I'll get on to some further Ravens stuff in a minute here. But my stance on the Ravens, and we'll double down on that. All right, let's hit the South. Texans are minus 110 to win this thing. No one in this division should be minus anything to win this division. I'll tell you that right now. So stay away from that fucking bet. The Jags are plus 285. Colts are plus 350. Titans at plus 900. Now, Andy, I know you already gave us the genius nugget a couple of weeks ago to wait on the Jags. They got a tough stretch up front. They'll probably be like 2-3 coming out of it. Their odds will go way up, and then their schedule gets cakey.
Yeah. The last like 8 to 9 games is great. The Jags, maybe they find their rhythm. The new coach kind of comes in. So if you like the Jags, is my only point. If you like the Jags,
you want to do is
do
what Andy said. Yeah, just wait it out. You know what I mean? Wait it out after about the 5th week there, and jump in and bet it at that point for Jags to win the division. I think it's a brilliant play.
I also am all in on the Titans on this one to win the division. I just like it plus 900. Like, look. Let me just make a quick Titans case for you. And the Titans are going to be my team. I'm going to be on a little bit. The coach was bad. Their quarterback play was bad. All I'm saying is all it has to do is take a step up, just a little bit, maybe even 2 steps up, maybe go a little higher than that. If that is okay, if the coaching and the quarterback play is better, look, their defense is good. I'm not guaranteeing you they're going to win it, but week 16, week 17, week 18, maybe they're in it. And then you can start hedging your way around your 9-1 win the division ticket. So
let me throw you a counter offer on this. Okay. I'm kind of in on how fun the Titans might be to watch this year as well. Let me throw you a counter offer. Instead of putting money on them at plus 900 to win the division, just double that bet and put it on the over of 5.5. Bet that they win 6 games,
for sure.
Sure. You can do both. Yeah.
Yeah. Do both.
We both like them at over 5.5.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Colts, the plus minus for wins for the Colts is 7.5. Andy, I don't know, man. This one, I just don't know. I'm dying to just say, they always win 8-9, and they've had terrible quarterback play. If Daniel Jones can come in and just be Daniel Jones, they should get to 8 wins. But I don't know, man.
I mean, I think Daniel Jones is not good. Like 2022, Daniel Jones was good.
Yeah.
And outside that, it hasn't been good. Like
he hasn't been the same since he broke his neck. He just hasn't.
So I am to stay away, but if I'm really had to, I'd probably go like 6-11, 7-10.
Yeah, I've got him at 6-11, but at 7.5, they won 8. They won 8 last year, didn't they? With Richardson being terrible and rotating quarterbacks, and like one of those teams that just they can run the ball and they play a little bit of defense. And if like Jones can just manage some games and just be fine, just don't be bad. This is a tricky one. I'll probably stay away, but if a gun to my head, I might go, give me the over.
I mean, I think put that extra $5 on the Titans to win the division and just enjoy the Titan red.
Yeah, this division's wide open to me, man. I really think so. So Jags at plus minus 7.5. We both like the over here.
I think so, especially because the last 8 or 9 games are pretty easy, and if they can get a few wins early, their beginning 5 or 6 games is a nightmare.
Yeah, 9-8. I mean, 9-8 wins this division.
Probably right. I also think that the Texans defense is to me the best unit in that league, and that's the minus 110. I will say I don't mind that much if you want to put like $20 on it, you win like 16, 17 or whatever. Because I think the Texans defense is going to be awesome.
Defense is going to be good for the Texans. There's no doubt. And if Stroud can get back on course like he was 2 years ago, look, they could run away with this division. They could, but I got to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Jags, they go to the Bengals, Texans, at the 49ers, the Chiefs. That's for the first 5 games. That's It's tough. That's tough, man. Well, let's jump into your home territory. Let's jump into the West. Kings of the West, Kansas City Chiefs are minus 135 to win the division for the 9th straight or 8th straight year. Okay,
8 or 9, something like that. Almost a decade of divisional wins. Chargers plus 300 to win it. Going to be their biggest competition. Probably a fair number at plus 300. Not a bad one to jump on, maybe. Plus 330 for the Broncos. Hard pass. Listen, they turned the corner a little bit last year, but they are not going to beat up on the Chargers and the Chiefs and win the division. Stop it. All right. Raiders, they're like plus 2,000 or something to win the division, or 19,000. I don't know what it was. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Don't bother. All right. Let's just start at the bottom. Raiders plus minus 6.5.
Over.
Over. Okay, you think over. Man,
Over.
I got him right at 6, so I'll probably just stay away.
Pete
But
Carroll, last time, how many teams he's coached in the NFL? How many times has he won under 7 games? One time, 1994. Every
with
other
the
time,
Jets.
the Jets.
Yeah.
Every other time, he has won over 7 games. Look, they got
He's
players.
a good coach.
They got players. Same theory as the Titans, right? The Raiders had a horrible coach,
Yeah.
horrible quarterback play. Let me remind you, Geno Smith he got 10 wins last year out of the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
Just give me the over. Just absolutely give me the over.
That's fair
And
enough. That's
put
fair enough.
$10 on it. I love it. I'm in.
All right.
Also, I would probably play them win the division. Like whatever, 20-1. Sure. I don't
Yeah.
think it's gonna happen.
No, but yeah, I'm with you though on the 6.5. I could see him getting to 7. I got him at 6. I could see him getting to 7. Fair enough. Broncos over under at 9.5. Man, that's right on the dot. I got them winning 9 or 10. I think they'll be competitive. This is a stay away bet. This is a stay away bet. You're gonna bet they're gonna get to 10 wins. I don't know, man.
I'm on the over. I'm on the over.
Okay, yeah.
I'm on the Sean Payton. Look, again, if it's close, I'm taking the coach. And I'm
All right,
taking Sean Payton.
all right. Are you on the over on the Chargers, the nine and a
No,
half? You think
no.
they're gonna be under 9? You
I
think they're
think you
gonna have a
gotta
losing
choose
record?
one personally. So I think if the argument I think for me is that the Slater's a big deal. And look, they're gonna pound the rock, and I like Harbaugh. He's a maniac in general. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like Peyton more than Harbaugh, so I'm taking Peyton.
Okay, it's exactly what I was getting at. I was like, you got to pick one. They all can't have winning records in the league,
No.
So you're going to say Chargers. All right. Okay. And I'm going to be on the other side of that. I think the Chargers can get 12 wins this year. I just think that Harbaugh is the difference. This team now has the identity. They're going to pound the ball. I understand losing the tackle is a big deal. I do. But I look for Herbert to take another step forward this year in Harbaugh's system. I think the Chargers are going to be. This is the one where I'm going to agree with the media hype a little bit. I don't think they're going to make a Super Bowl run, but I think you're going to see the Chargers finally turn the corner and be a formidable team this year.
Well, let me because let's run through this then, because
Sure.
I'm very interested. Look, they play the Chiefs in Brazil. I mean, the Chiefs are going to win that game. What are we even talking
It's
about?
going to be a field goal game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Chiefs have won every field goal game that matters against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Wake me up when the Chargers beat the Chiefs, like in a game that kind of matters. Like it just doesn't happen, like it doesn't. And then they go to the Raiders. To me, Trap City is there. Coming back to Brazil, coming from Brazil to America, and then going to Vegas. Ooh-wee. Good luck.
Well, you hope they got it out of their system in Brazil.
Right. Then they have Denver. Look, that's 3 divisional games in a row. Like, I don't know, man. Don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
and they
it's
go
a fair
to the
point.
Giants. Then they go to the Giants. Like the only thing the Giants are good at is the D line. Right. That's it. It's not so. It's going to be a rough game. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the Giants are going to beat them, but it's going to be rough. Then Washington. Okay. Then they have the Dolphins. Then they have the Colts, the Vikings, the Titans, Steelers, Jags, Raiders,
Like Colts,
Eagles.
Vikings, Titans. That's 3 in a row right there. I think those are 3.
They got a nice
bad
little
teams.
middle. Nice little middle. Then they close out with Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans at Denver. Right. So like you're saying all of those games, they're going to go 12-5. Like, I don't know.
I think I'm going to get there. Yeah,
Seems
maybe you might be right. I might be sucked in on this, but I don't think so. I think that it's Harbaugh's second year. They're going to manage games. They're going to get ahead. They're going to manage that clock, and they're going to pull games out. They're going to have a lot of one-score wins. They're going to be the team this year that you're going to look at and go, "Damn, how'd that team make the playoffs? 7 one-score wins." You know what I mean? That's how And then you got the Chiefs, 11.5. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Same with the Lions. Regression time's coming a little bit for this because there's no way they're going 16-1. But
yeah, and for me, it's not even that the players are getting older or not as good anymore because they're rebuilding. They're a brilliant organization. They reload. They do it cost effectively. They know exactly what they're doing. My biggest issue with the Chiefs this year is exhaustion. I mean, it's 7 straight years of going all the way to the Super Bowl, having 2 weeks off and getting back at it. That's got to catch up with you, man.
Some point, but I think if you get them at a minus number to win the division, like even -1 whatever 30 or 150, I think you got to take it personally. Like I just think you got to. It's like there's a lot of love for the Chargers and the Broncos and the Raiders in some form. Like great. Keep the love going. Lower the Chiefs number.
Yeah.
And then you know how I'm going to learn is the Chiefs are not going to win that division. And when they don't win the division next year, then maybe I'll bet someone else, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely going to be a team that's going to make the playoffs and nobody's going to want to play and could easily make another run right to the Super Bowl again. All right. So let's jump on playoff teams. So obviously division winners here. We got the Bills, you got the Ravens. We're saying Texans right now. We're saying Texans, Jags with but we'll say Texans win the division, and we're going with Kansas City wins the division. So for me, my wild card teams were the Chargers, the Bengals, and who else did I have on here? The Chargers and the Bengals, and okay. So I got Kansas City and the Chargers both coming out of that division.
Yeah.
And then I got the Ravens and the Bengals both coming out. And then okay. So who are the wild card teams for you?
Denver, I think, is the 5, probably. I like them.
Okay.
You know, I'm not taking the Bengals. That's the problem. And I don't want the Raiders at the 6. You know, the Chargers, I know I'm on the under there, but look, if I'm wrong, which I probably will be on the under, I kind of like the Chargers to come in there. So that kind of leads me to for me, depending on who I take at 6, depends who I take at 7. If I don't want to take the Chargers at 6, I want someone else that would be maybe, let's say, the Bengals, then I'm taking the Raiders at 7 to get in as the last seed. But if I'm putting the Chargers in at 6, I'm going to probably take the Pats.
Okay.
Or no, you know what? Maybe the Steelers. You know what? Give me the Pats. Let me ride with
Ride with the Pats. I took the Broncos. I put the Broncos in that 7 spot for me. Okay, who you got going to the Super Bowl? Who's your AFC champ?
I don't know. I mean, let's talk about how does the playoffs run, right? So it's a little bit of like rock, paper, scissors, right?
Yeah.
So if you have the Bills 1, then that means you have Ravens, Chiefs, probably in that 2 or 3 in the semifinal, right? And then you have Bills, Texans. Let's just assume, because that's the way it's been the last few years.
Of those semifinals games is going to be Chiefs, Bills, or Bills, Ravens, or Ravens, Chiefs.
So you want to pick
those 3.
The team that's the 1 seed is what you want. You want that because they have to play, 2 games.
That's exactly what I'm getting at.
I guess I love the Ravens. I love all 3 of those teams. Like, I think I'm gonna go with the Bills.
It's gonna be the year of the Bills, huh?
I do, only because I think their division is so bad. I feel like they're playing some easy games, and that's going to get them. While the Chiefs and the Ravens have a much harder division, and games are going to be a little more tight for them. So
yeah, that's true. Fatigue, exhaustion, banged up. That's a good point. So
I'm going to take the Bills to somehow find a way. I think they find a way.
Yeah, that's what I did last year. I thought last year was the Bills' year. I do think this is the year Kansas City's not going to get there. And I'm going against everything I've said for the last couple of years. And this is the year I'm going to get on the Ravens. I know it. I've said it a million times that they're always beatable in the playoffs because of what they do. They cannot be effective without running the clock. They just can't run offense and stop the clock. Everything they do runs the clock. And I've been right every damn year. They've gotten beat because someone gets ahead of them and they can't come back because everything they do runs the clock and they run out of time. I think this is going to be Lamar's year. I think it's going to be the year the Ravens are going to break through. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Point to you made. Number 1 seed gives them the advantage. Kansas City, Buffalo knock each other up. Nobody gets pregnant, but you follow me. And then the Ravens, I think they get to the Super Bowl, and we're going to have Ravens-Lions Super Bowl.
Oh, I like that. I'm kind of on. I guess that would be a fun one, man. I would love that Super Bowl. Right now, I have a couple, but right now I kind of on Bills, Packers. But I think you could also give me Bills, Eagles, and I would like it. I think you give me Ravens, Eagles, and you give me Ravens, Packers. I like all those. I'm kind of with you. I do think. I mean, it's going to be Chiefs, Eagles. Who the fuck are we kidding? But
you meant Lions, Jeff. He meant Lions, but I was letting you know.
Right.
I mean, I'm taking Lions to win the damn Super Bowl. Lions over the Ravens in an upset. Ravens are 7-point favorites, and the Lions win.
Ravens would never be 7-point favorites in that scenario. I would definitely take the Lions, the money line. Can I have that right now?
I don't know. They might be. The last time they played us, they beat us by like 40, I think. So I don't know, man.
I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm taking the Bills to win it all.
Yeah.
Bills, Packers. I'm gonna hate that pick. I'm gonna hate the Packers pick by about week 7. So
Yeah, well, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right, man. We're gonna move into our next segment here. We're gonna move into No Way, but this week, Andy, we're gonna use No Way a little differently. We're gonna get into our college breakdowns of the divisions and our picks for the college football playoffs, and we're gonna take the opportunity to tell each other no way on some of our decisions on college football. And guys, No Way is brought to you by What Just Happened and True Laundry Detergent. Gordon Butterfeld on the call here. Bring us into No Way.
Oh, what just happened?
What Just Happened is brought to you by True Laundry Detergent. It's a locally owned company, and these fellas live in the neighborhood. They're saving you money. That's 101 loads in one bag. They got laundry detergent and fabric softener. They've even got dry sheets for you. Got sensitive skin, they've got the free and clear. No fragrances, no dyes, no additives. Well, if you don't like liquids, they've even got the detergent sheets. Just drop one in every load. There's 60 loads in that box. Just head on over to the TrueProducts.com for all your laundry needs. And don't forget to use your code CUTTANDLOOSE1 to get you 10% off your first order. That's True Laundry Detergent. It's Gordon approved. Well, that's Big Manucci looking to break a 1984 bow jump record, but I think she's too far back. Oh, she breached a hole and they're taking on water. Abandoned ship. Oh my, let's take another look at a human being sinking a ship. I don't even think she realizes she's coming in hot and she's folded up like a warm towel and turtles it. Yes, she knocked herself right into the depths of David Jones' locker. Oh my. And the crew was just having a beautiful day on Lake Elsinore until the horror set in. It's like a scene out of Pearl Harbor. Bang! And the Arizona's taking on water with their crew and the drink. But I gotta give the old bird credit. She cleared a good 12 feet. Just wasn't enough. And the gales of November came early.
Oh, what just happened?
That poor woman.
I was watching, because Gordon does a great job of showing us that clip 100 times.
Yeah.
But why does that boat take on water? Like the wave? I mean, if I'm driving that boat and a little wave like that's going to make the boat take on water, I don't think I want to be on that boat.
It was her mass, dude. She just smashed that hole down, and then when that went down in the water, the buoyancy shot it back up like this, and then it went right back under harder, man. It was all those people sitting in the front of the boat too.
Yeah,
you
I think
dummies.
that's a great point.
Yeah, next time you get on an airplane, put everybody on one side and see how the landing goes. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's fucking terrible. That poor woman. I don't know if she's alive. We make that joke
That's
a lot.
the thing. Gordon doesn't even show us how do they fish her out?
She never comes up. Go back and watch the clip. She never comes up.
Never. She sinks to the bottom, and then they just move on without her.
Oh, she down there dancing with Davy Jones, man. They're going to need to bring in James Cameron and his crew to go down there and find her. I'll tell you that.
Here's my other question: is what was that reporter? Did all those people have to get on that boat? Because that boat's going down because that's a tiny boat.
Yeah, they're doing some kind of world record jump or something. I think he's right. It's got to be some kind of weird thing. The news is there covering it. Like, we're going to watch this big old broad, 70 years old, clear the hole. She's pretty athletic for an old lady, though. He's right about that. She got about 12 feet.
She did good. Yeah, she had it.
Yeah, she did all right, man. She did all right. All right, let's jump into this college football breakdown. Now, let's start right at the top with the group of 6. All right, we'll jump into this thing. We can move quickly on this. There's no doubt about it because there's really only 2 conferences here in the group of 6 that have a shot of getting a team in the playoff. Okay, there's only 2 conferences that have.
Are you talking group of 5? Are you talking group of 5?
It's group of 6 now because the Pac-12's in it. So it's Power 4 group of 6, I think. Okay. So there's only 2 conferences to me that have a chance. Okay, it's the American or the Mountain West. Everybody else is out, and we'll get to why. But let's just start with the American Conference. Okay, Tulane is plus 340 to win it. They've been in the championship game the last 2 years straight. They got a tough schedule. I think it's a team that takes a step back. UTSA is plus 420, Memphis at 550, and Navy at 500. Those are my 4 teams that I think have a chance to win the American. Who do you like?
In the American?
Yeah.
Just the American. I like UTSA.
Okay, fair.
UTSA because they brought everybody back, right? But here's the thing. I like UTSA and I like Memphis. UTSA goes to Memphis at the end of the year. Goes there.
Right.
That game is, to me, the game. So Winner of that game probably goes in. I like Memphis a lot this year. I like UTSA a lot this year. Not as much on Tulane. It's one of those teams where I'm always kind of underselling Tulane. So give me those two teams. Probably what I should do is take Memphis because Memphis is at home, but I'm going to go with UTSA for now.
Yeah. I think Tulane takes a step back. The issue with UTSA you bring up is their stretch at the end of the season, man. They got Tulane, then they're at South Florida, then they've got East Carolina coming, supposed to be a pretty good team. Then they got ECU coming in, and then they finish with Army. All right. Now they don't have to play Navy or Memphis, so that helps them. But that stretch at the end of the year is tough for them. But I like them too, Andy. This is a team that can score points. They can score points and they can play. Listen now here. This is a bet I'm going to give you all right now. Right now. Jump on week 2, Texas State and UTSA, and take that over right now. Those are two teams that are going to score 100 points, man. Just jump on that one for sure. I do like UTSA. Memphis could easily start 3-0, Andy. They could start 3-0, before they hit that Arkansas game, which is probably going to be a loss for them.
Well,
but then they've got another stretch.
Let me just jump on that Arkansas game, right? If you're Memphis and you want to make the college football playoff, that is an absolutely monster game. Now I know Arkansas is a middle of the pack SEC team. To me, it is a must win. If Memphis is going to get into the playoff, if it all breaks the way it could break, that game is a huge, huge game for them. And if the other thing is they lose, they can't lose by 30. They can lose by 3.
Yeah,
and
they got to be
have
close.
A little bit of an argument, but they have to be in that game.
They do. But another issue here for Memphis that I don't like is the schedule, Andy. Their last 5 games, okay, they've got South Florida at home, Tulane at home, then they're at ECU, and then they've got Navy at home. I mean, man, the winner of that Navy game, Memphis Navy game, is their Memphis at the end of the year. That's Thanksgiving weekend. Whoever wins that game is going to be in the title game.
Yeah, but the good thing about Memphis is that every game you just read, the toughest games are almost all at home, right? And Memphis is a good home team. So that, to me, is why I like Memphis. If they were going on the road to UTSA and on the road to Navy and on the road here, like, I would maybe come off it a little bit. But I'm going to hang in with Memphis here because and on the road, they'll win the bad team. They'll play the bad teams. At home, they play the good teams. If they can do what I think they can do at home, they got a shot. Also, Arkansas game. That's the one.
Arkansas is a big one. That's a big one. Now, I'm going to make a strong case for my pick right here, and I'm going to go with Navy because I'm looking at their schedule. And now they've got probably the best player in the damn league. Horvath he's a monster. And you can say it's the Navy triple option, but this is a kid last year that threw for 1,400 yards in the Navy offense. They got a new offensive coordinator, and he's mixing in RPOs into a triple option. Their offense caught, and then last year they caught Army pretty bad. This kid's really, really, really good. But here's the thing. Navy could easily be 8-0 after their first 8 games, Andy. Heading into the Notre Dame game. Here's their first 8 games. VMI, UAB, Tulsa, Rice, Air Force, Temple, FAU, North Texas. They could run the table 8-0 heading into that Notre Dame game.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yes, for sure. I just think for me, everybody saw Navy. Everybody, now I get they run the triple offense, or what the fuck Navy runs it. I don't even know. Good quarterback. I just think last year was a year we all saw them. I think coaches are going to know a little more of how to play Navy.
Sure.
I like the under a little bit. I'm not saying 6-6. I'm saying 8-4, whatever that is. So
that's 8 very winnable games. Like their schedule in the American is really, really, like, they do not play UTSA. They do not play Tulane, and the Army game is after it's all said and done. So their schedule is like, woo, baby.
But their last 4 is they go to Notre Dame. That's an L, but that's fine. Then South Florida, who I think is going to be good, right? I'm not saying they're going to be awesome, but they're going to be good. That's a hard game. Then they go to Memphis. I'm sorry, when I said UTSA Memphis, I meant Navy Memphis. And then they go to Memphis. Very tough game.
That's going to be a tough one.
And then they have Army. So, like, their last 4 games, they better have some wins going into those last 4 games.
I think it all comes down to that Memphis game, and I will not be shocked if they end the season, if they go into the AAC championship game only having lost to Notre Dame. I mean, I just can see it looking at the schedule if they can play the way they play. Those first 8 games are cake. But listen, this is going to be my long shot bet here.
Okay.
I am also going to put a little bet on Navy to make the college football playoff because of this schedule. Win the AAC, only one loss to Notre Dame, and they're plus 1,400 to make the college football playoff. You got to take a shot on this thing, and I think this is the team to do it on. This schedule's cake.
Just to be on the other side of it, I think it's UTSA to make the college football playoff.
Okay.
I think UTSA to win the division. I think it's UTSA to make the college football playoffs. Can I just quickly read you who they play, and you can just tell me?
Sure.
By the way, first game's a big one because they cannot lose 75-0. First game's at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
They need to stay close. Just lose by 20. That's close enough.
We'll
they
see.
lose by 40. Then that bet's dead. In my opinion. But here they got Texas State at home, UIW, no idea. Then they go to Colorado State, Temple, Rice, North Texas, Tulane, South Florida, Charlotte, East Carolina, Army at home. Like, what are we doing here? That smells like 9-10 wins. Like, that smells like it. And so
if their defense can hold, they're not a ball control team. So that's the issue you run into with them. They're going to be in shootouts with everybody, and that's a little scary sometimes. But
yeah, they're like the Lions of college football. The Lions of college football, Jeff.
They're going to be in it, though. I don't disagree. They're going to be in it. I love Navy here. I'm going to jump on Navy for all the value. Plus 500 to win this thing, plus 1,400 to make the college football playoff. And with only one loss to Notre Dame, very viable that could happen. All right, let's jump into the only other conference I think has a chance, and that's Mountain West because of Boise State. They're clearly minus 175 to win the thing. They're the front runner. UNLV is the darling that everybody's picking to be the upset team this year, plus 750. Fresno State plus 1,200, and the team that I really like, and the last couple of years we have won a lot of money on. I like them in the late game out west.
Team.
San Jose State. Jose State, good football team.
Well, San Jose State, by the way, look at their schedule. They avoid everybody, and I think if you want to bet them for fun, here's what I'm betting them for fun: just to get to the title game. Just to get to the title game, and I'd bet them to make the playoff. I don't know if they will, but that's the two bets I would make. And the over.
Yeah, San Jose State definitely on the over. I mean, they got a great veteran quarterback coming back this year. They score points. They got one of the best defenses in the conference. They got a hell of a running back, Floyd Chalk. I saw this kid play at Grambling with my son. He transferred out there. This kid's a real deal. He's a good freaking running back. I like San Jose State. I do. Boise State, the front runner for sure. They're the cream of the crop. They're the team that everybody thinks is going to make the college football playoff. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be the team.
I'm with you. Yes. I was going to say that. Hey, can I give you one piece of advice? Or not you, but everybody.
Do it.
If you think Boise State's going to make the college football playoff, do not bet them to make the college football playoff because the odds are not great. Here's what you should do, in my opinion. Bet them on the money line at Notre Dame. It's just you're going to get plus 250, 260. Like, you're going to get way better odds because they win that game. If they win, they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Then I think they're getting in. They're
for sure going to get in if they beat Notre Dame. I mean, that's a big.
So we basically doubled our odds. Right? With that just one game, and you don't have to waste a bet on the playoffs. And you could take some of these other long shots to make the playoffs.
Yeah, if you're going to take a long shot,
because if they lose, then the door's open. So.
Yeah, you make a good point. If you're going to bet the long shot money, don't bet on a playoff. Bet it the way you just said it. It's all long shot money. Yeah, because to make the playoff, I think they're like plus 120 or something. It's like, it's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
By the way, I like, and maybe I'm jumping on something here, but they got to go to South Florida this weekend. And South Florida's like 8.5, 9-point dog.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that.
I love South Florida.
Yeah,
I think South Florida is like, Boise State's one of those teams everybody likes, and everybody's kind of penciling in as the G5 representative. Not me. I have a list of 10 teams I think will make the G5 playoff spot.
Okay, that's a long list of teams that can make them. I only have a couple, but UNLV, I don't think that they're. Listen, I'm not on this media darlings that they're going to do it, man. Look,
we already saw
new coach, right? We already saw them. They got the big transfer quarterback and all. Didn't look good in the first week that they played. It's going to take a while for this team to gel. They got OG transfer from U of M. It's just go ahead.
Yeah. By the way, I'm sorry for jumping on you. That they can't play defense. We just saw them not be able to play defense against Idaho State. I think they're in some trouble here. They don't seem to have an identity. I like the under. It's too late now to bet it, but I like the under, whatever it can be.
Yeah. And you tell me the last time since NIL that a team has had complete roster turnover and it's worked. This
Yeah.
team's a complete roster turnover. That doesn't gel in 1 year. This isn't basketball. You just can't bring a couple good guys in and win. You got to
Also, I
gel.
don't love the coach. I don't love Dan Mullins. That's my other thing.
Nah,
Don't love-
Mississippi State and Florida, and he had a couple top 15 finishes, but there's a reason he's bounced back to this level. No doubt. There's no doubt. All right. And Fresno State, look, they got Kurt Warner's kid. That's great. The only thing they're going to do this year is play spoiler because they own the Valley. They own the Valley. You got to go to Fresno State. That's a tough game. They're always a tough out. They'll knock a few teams off, but that's going to be about it for me. I don't think that they're going to, you know. But also on the Fresno State note, one of the guys that is in the fantasy football league played some football at Fresno State. So shout out to him. He'll be in the league this year. Of course, Wall's going to be playing. He's one of our selections for the fantasy football league. He'll be in. Big Bulldog fan, but that's all I got for you, man.
All right, well, let me give you one Mountain West team that I kind of like that I think is going to be a little harder to play than you want to play. Air Force. Just be on the lookout. I like the Air Force over. I just like everything about what Air Force is doing. Like Air Force.
Air Force looked great last year through the first 6 or 7 games and then fell right off the table. I don't know what happened.
I like the over. So just keep an eye on that one. You know, I'm kind of also San Diego State over probably. San Jose State over, Colorado State under. I like the Hawaii over. I know you can't bet it. They've already won, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see on that one. All right. Well, let's jump into Conference USA. Now, I'm telling you right now, nobody in this league has a chance. There is no chance. The only way somebody from this league would have a chance to sniff it is if they go undefeated. And even if you go undefeated in this conference, it's just not good. And Liberty is the only team with the chance to do that, and they're not going to do it. Now, Liberty is plus 115. All right. These are my top four teams in the division. Liberty at plus 115, Western Kentucky plus 450. You got La Tech at 950, you know, and plus 1600 at UTEP. Now, let me tell you, I love the UTEP pick. I love UTEP at plus 1600. This is a team with a lot of weapons on offense, and their quarterback is the former #1 overall recruit. All right, Malachi Nelson, remember, you probably don't know the name, but this kid went to USC as the #1 overall recruit and just got delegated to the bench because Caleb Williams transferred in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So this kid, they can score points. This kid's a quarterback. They got a bunch of transfers. Listen, I think here's another bet. Lay a ton of money on this. The over-under for wins for UTEP, Andy, is 5.5.
Yep, I love the over on that too.
Over.
That's an over team in this division for sure.
Yeah, right. Over. So we both love you. We both love UTEP, and I'm going to get a bird's eye view of them because they're playing the old Warhawks in about week 4 or 5. So I'm going to get a good look at UTEP this year. We'll see.
I like them. I like the Liberty over. The schedule is joke city.
Yeah,
it's like 8.5. They think they have 2 games I think are tricky. One is JMU comes to town in week 3. Look, that could be a loss for sure. But if that doesn't happen, I think Liberty has a chance to go 12-0 because their schedule's so soft. It's butter soft again.
Yeah,
I also think
be in the championship.
It's a great team to bet on because last year everybody thought they were going to be really good and they were like 9-3. Now this year everybody's kind of off them, and now I think they kind of move up a little higher. They also go to UTEP, which is scary, but I don't think Liberty's going to make the playoffs. They are on my 10 teams I think that could make the playoffs. I just think things have to break their way for them to get in.
Yeah, they don't play UTEP.
I think they do. I think it's they go to October 8th. They go to UTEP.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought they didn't have UTEP. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the big game. They're going to be in the championship game. Look, they get the kid Vasco transfers in from Coastal Carolina. They'll be in the championship game for sure. Liberty will. But even with one loss, loss as a conference champ, you ain't getting in the playoff out of this. It's just a terrible, terrible conference.
They have to go undefeated, and then they need absolute chaos to get in.
Yeah,
but it's possible. It has to happen.
Western Kentucky's going to play spoiler here because they've got the best defense in the conference, and they showed that last year. And they bring in the offensive coordinator and quarterback from Abilene Christian. Last bunch of years in NCAA football, that the transfer quarterbacks coming out of Abilene have been very, very good. He'll fit right into that Western Kentucky shootout system with that good defense. They could play spoiler.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. But I'm with you. Liberty, 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 liberty,
Yeah.
liberty,
And just
liberty.
listen, guys, that La Tech nonsense, listen, they're leaving the conference. They're going where they belong next year. They're going to be in the Sun Belt right down the street. That Monroe matchup with La Tech is going to be, that's a real rivalry. Those schools are about 30 minutes apart. That's where they belong. That'll be a better move for them anyway. Okay, let's jump on to the Pac-12. And here's all I'm going to say about the Pac-12. Who cares? Go
Yeah,
Cougs, I guess, and nobody cares because nobody's coming out of there. Moving on.
Yep.
Moving on. Let's just jump on the MAC really quickly. This is a conference that is also, a lot of people say, is really, really bad. Here's why they're not as bad as Conference USA and others. It's because the top 4 teams in this league are very, very good. It's everybody else that's really, really bad. You know what I mean?
I actually think the MAC is taking a little bit of a step back, and I think NIL is hurting the MAC personally.
Sure.
I think it's one of the conferences that's hurting it a little bit. We're like, they're going to just constantly keep losing dudes to bigger programs. You know, NLI doesn't exist. The MAC will be the MAC, but now that it's happening, you know, there's good players in the MAC. You know, there's
a lot of good players in the MAC, and the top 4 teams can play with any other group of 6 as conference champion. They just can't. You put Toledo up against anybody in group of 6, Toledo will give them a ball game. You know what I mean?
And the good thing about the MAC too is that you can be from bottom to the top one year the next year.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. So Toledo is the front runner here at plus 240. They got the best running back in the league. They'll ball control you. You got to go to the Glass Bowl to play. Tough spot. Toledo's the favorite here. I don't think that they're going to win the MAC this year.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Plus 300 is Ohio. They were the champ last year. All right, but there's a lot to unpack here. Like the coach leaves. Now he was a coach that came from within, promoted from within. So when Stolich left, this guy took over. He took over as the offensive coordinator. He built the program into 4 straight winning years, 6 straight bowl wins. This guy built a culture at Ohio. They won the championship last year. This team is very, very good, but he leaves. But they promote from within again, and they use the offensive coordinator. So there's some continuity here. This isn't a complete turnover. A lot of the team stayed. They got a lot of the guys back. They're deep. The problem with them is going to be the O-line turnover and the D-line turnover. Their defense is all new up front and linebackers. So that's tough. But Ohio going to be under. You think they're going to fall off, huh?
I do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I think that maybe it's a step back for them, but the program is pretty good. Ohio will give anybody bowl. 6 straight bowl wins, man.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing to bat an eye at. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty good. Here's the team I like to win it, Andy. I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo at plus 400. Give me Buffalo right now. 10 starters back on the defense. The O-line is the best in the MAC, right? They're going to run the football down your throat. They got a favorable schedule. They don't play Toledo. They finished with 2 home games against Miami of Ohio and Ohio, who you think isn't going to be that good. Look, even if they split those 2 games at the end of the year, they should be in the MAC championship game.
I think so. I'm with you. I love Buffalo. They're one of my long shot bets to win the MAC. I love Buffalo this year. I love them.
Yeah, and I'm glad you just said that.
Let me tell you this right now. They're going to go to row the boat in week 1, and they are going to give row the boat everything they can handle. Right now, you can get Buffalo like 17 and a half, 18. Do you think I'm already on Buffalo with that? Because
100%,
I am.
100%.
So, love it. I love Buffalo.
Yeah, I do too. And this is one of my long shot bets. Go ahead and take it, because if Buffalo runs the table in the MAC and wins it, they're plus 4,000 to make the college football playoff. They're the one outlier, I think, in this other group of teams that could have a shot at the playoff.
I will read you my 10 when we get through these smaller. Okay. But let me tell you this. Buffalo's in my 10. Buffalo's in my 10.
Okay. Yeah. I love Buffalo. Now, I think you like Miami of Ohio to win this division at plus 600. Tell us why.
I like them. I like one other team too. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Get on them. I
like Miami of Ohio. Let me just talk about Miami of Ohio real quick.
Yeah.
Just go and look at their first 3 or 4 games, and I'll tell you real quick.
Yeah. Now, while you're looking that up, I will tell you, guys, they bring in Daquan Finn, who was the MAC Player of the Year 2 years ago and won the conference championship for Toledo, and then had a failed NIL transfer to Baylor, didn't work out, and then he had to come back to the MAC, and now he's at Miami of Ohio. So go ahead.
Right. So they go to Wisconsin. They're going to lose. They're going to get their doors blown off, in my opinion. Then they go to Rutgers. You know what? The Rutgers coach, whatever his name is, Greg Schiano. Yeah, that dude doesn't take his foot off the gas.
No.
And if they get up, they're going to get up. Then UNLV comes down. Maybe a little more winnable. But my point is, first 3 games are hard.
Tough.
It's very similar to the Jags, very similar to like some of these other theories. If you can be patient, let these other teams win, and let Miami of Ohio lose, which is probably going to happen, you may get a little better odds. Because the rest of their schedule is nice. The only issue is they go to Buffalo like last game of the year, next last game of the year. That will be tough. But I like them as one of my long shots. Do you want to tell you the other long shot I like?
Yeah, give it to us.
I think you're going to like it. And it's Central Michigan.
Oof.
Look,
okay.
Just in this, here's the thing. Let me make the argument for Central. New coach. Guess what that coach runs? And guess what he did last year, where he worked, which is also why I don't like another team you said. Do you know where he used to coach? He coached at Navy. And guess what he's doing at Central Michigan? He's fucking bringing the triple option to the MAC. And let me tell you something. There is nothing will be more confusing to these fucking MAC teams. And I apologize for cursing. Than the triple option. Triple option is going to wreck some of these teams. And if that team gets on a roll, and this is why I don't like Navy as much, right? Because that guy, he resurrected the Navy triple option. He is one last year who made it really work. Because Navy runs the same offense, but last year it worked a lot better. Well, guess what? The guy who made it work a lot better is now the coach at Central Michigan. And he is putting that exact system into Central Michigan. Are you telling me? You're telling me Akron's going to be ready for Central Michigan triple option? You telling me Buffalo is going to be ready in 1 week? Who's never seen the triple option? Who's going to be ready?
Yeah,
buddy.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the long shot.
Well, listen, your mouth to God's ears, and I hope so. But here's my take on Central really quickly. Fire up Chips. I love you to death. They lose their longtime offensive line coach who is known for putting dudes in the league. Central Michigan puts offensive linemen in the league on the first or second day of the draft every goddamn year. And he left probably a little bit because of this. There's some O-line turnover, and the quarterback position is not looking good. I think that's why they're going to run that offense. But I will say this, Andy, you're right. I was going to make one point about Central Michigan. Probably one of the best defenses in the conference and going to keep them in some games. So if they can keep that clock running with that little option offense you're talking about, they could have a shot.
But I'm telling you that triple option is like, so they go to San Jose State. Okay, lost. Then they go to Pitt. Then they go to Michigan. But then here we go. Right? So let's say the triple option is coming. Wagner, Eastern Michigan, Akron, Bowling Green, UMass, Western Michigan, Buffalo comes there, Kent State, Toledo comes there. Dude, that team.
Buffalo and Toledo, the only two that are a big problem. Those other games are all going to be good games.
The other teams are toast.
Yeah, take the over. What's the over? 4.5?
I love the over.
Yeah, take the over. Take the over on CMU. It's a great bet. Andy's giving you a great bet there. Take the over. All right, let's jump in to the Sun Belt. Okay. Now listen, Andy, I'll let you wax poetic on any teams you want to wax on here in the Sun Belt, but I'm telling you this right now, they're all trash. They're all trash. There's only one team that's walking away with the Sun Belt title this year. That's right here. It's the Warhawks. Everyone else is trash. We're going to smash the league in the face this year. You go ahead and tell me who you like, because it's Warhawks all day.
I'll tell you, it's probably going to be JMU.
Beat them last year. We beat them last year. Go ahead.
Let me tell you a team. I'm just going to give you a team that I think is going to surprise some people. All right.
Yeah.
And that's Southern Miss. Give me the Southern Miss over.
This is the hotness. Yeah.
And give it to me all day. That Marshall last year won this conference.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach and the entire team of Marshall transferred to Southern Miss. The entire team. There's like 20 dudes.
I'm aware.
So those all dudes are now in Southern Miss.
Yeah.
Guess who I'm taking? The defending champion, Southern Miss Marshall Eagles.
Let me jump in on that though, because I have a lot of experience on this. I watched all the damn games last year. You all know that. It's Warhawk City over here. Now I'm going to tell you this about that Marshall team, because this is a big thing in the media right now and everybody sees exactly what you just said. But let me break it down a little further and explain it to you. Marshall backdoored their way into that championship game. Okay. Yep. They did beat James Madison to get there, but we beat James Madison too. We had a game against Marshall at Marshall. If we'd have won, we'd have went to a bowl game. They beat us in the fourth quarter. They scored late to win the game and beat us in the fourth quarter. Okay. We lost that game 27-23, I think. Close game. Marshall, in a lot of close games last year, they got to the championship game. And when they played Louisiana in the championship game, Louisiana's on their fourth string quarterback. They had lost all three quarterbacks going into that game. At that point, they had a bunch of guys opting out. And so kind of a backdoor championship. That Marshall was not that great last year. So just to think those guys are going to go down to Southern Miss, who was the worst team in FBS last year, and turn them into conference champs, I don't know if I'm betting on that.
I love them to the over. I am not sure if I'm betting to win the Sun Belt, but I like them to the over. The other teams I like in this conference that is not ULM, which I won't even say what my opinion is on ULM. is I like App State on the over. I like JMU on the over. Outside of that, I'm kind of with you.
I think App State's going to fall off the map. I think Texas State is going to be.
I like Texas State.
They're going to be the team to beat, but it's going to be down the stretch. Early on, look for them to struggle as their offense tries to gel. Transfers coming in, new quarterback, new offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator put up all the points the last bunch of years. I believe he's gone. New guy is in, but he's the choice of the head coach. So I think, it's just going to take them a couple weeks to get gelling. I think down the stretch, Texas State's going to be trouble. Circle that second to last game of the year where ULM and Texas State match up. Going to be a good one as the Warhawks whip that ass. Bobcats get ready for a shaving. Tell you that right now. Louisiana, though, cream of the crop. Cream of the crop in this division. And guess who they played last game of the year in the big rivalry matchup? We're going to knock them right off. So Louisiana's going to be off. They're going to be off too. I'm just going to tell you that right now. All right. So everybody be on your James Madisons. Watch out for the Warhawks. It is the year of the Warhawk and the Sun Belt, man.
Okay, I hope so. Go. I'm a ULM guy at heart.
Baby, big turnaround, man. Big turnaround last year. I'm going to keep it moving. We did send our All-American freshman running back to your Missouri Tigers, though.
That's why I'm rooting for it.
I wish Hardy well. I hope he does well with Missouri this year. I do. Good kid, good running back. All right, let's jump on the Big 12. These are the big conferences.
Before we do, can I give you? I want to read you the teams I believe. Here are my teams, and I'll do it really quick. The G5 teams, I think, they make the playoffs. No order. Just here we go. Yeah. Boise State, Memphis, Liberty, Buffalo, San Jose State, UTSA, Toledo, JMU, Navy, and I put one last one in, Miami of Ohio. I just think those are the teams that could make it. Those are my 10.
Yeah. Look out for UTEP. Look out for UTEP in that mix as well. As far as Liberty, I'm just going to say
no way. There's no way. No way.
Just think nobody from that conference. If you lose one game,
right,
one game in that conference, you're not getting in.
They need like absolute chaos.
Yeah, they need absolute chaos for sure. I'm out on that. All right, here's the big dogs. Let's jump into the big dogs and let's start with the conference that's going to eat itself and probably only get one team in, as they always do, at the Big 12. Yeah.
Okay.
You think so? Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, maybe. I will see. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, probably though. It's too wild. This conference might be too wild.
Yeah, and the preseason favorite, heavy favorite to win the Big 12, got knocked off in the first week. So and this is going to be
a very good team though. The advantage that Ohio State just got is a very big on the conference.
It's huge.
Now they only have 4 road games.
What are they thinking? What are they thinking to open the season that way in Dublin? The two teams that, like, whoever wins that game is going to be in the driver's seat for your conference. You don't open that up in Dublin.
Hated it.
Just dumb. Hated it and loved it though, because I was on Iowa State, and before they even played that game, Iowa State was my pick to take the Big 12. That's why I posted they were going to win that game. That's why I took them to win that game. I listen. I'm really on Iowa State now, right?
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, shit. Texas Tech is the favorite now, though, at plus 425. Their quarterback is back, Morton. He's fantastic. Texas Tech is Texas Tech, though, right? It's going to be shootout city, and when you're living and dying on shootouts, you're going to die a couple times.
Well, they also they put a bunch of money into the program. The NIL money, but the 2 things. One is the running back just got hurt. The guy from USC is out for the year. I think they're going to win about 8 games. I just don't trust Texas Tech this year.
Yeah.
Can I make one? I'll give you one Texas Tech prediction though.
Sure.
In 1 year, here's my just a complete long shot. Texas Tech fires their coach, and they hire Lincoln Riley from Texas, gives him a bunch of money,
from USC.
Yes, and he leaves USC and comes down to Texas Tech because he sees what Texas Tech is doing, which is loading the money,
loading up cash. Yeah,
and so Texas Tech's going to buy a coach. And they're going to buy a Lincoln Riley, in my opinion.
And that's where you want to be, is in the Big 12 with the one team that's spending 100%. A ton of dough, and you don't have to fuck around in the Big 10 because you're getting swallowed over there. There's no doubt about it. Now, listen, here's why I don't like Texas Tech as well. Everything you said, but this. On the road at Utah, at Arizona State, at K-State, at West Virginia in the finale. Forget it. You're not winning the Big 12. That's a gauntlet.
No, I think West Virginia will be a little better. I'm with you.
On the road? Shit. And that, like, make no mistake, West Virginia is not going to be good enough to be in this thing. But last game of the year, when you're looking at being bowl eligible and you got to go into the hills to play, that team's going to be ready to go.
Yeah. I don't want to go into their Mountain Dew Stadium at that time. Whatever that's in. Do they call it Mountain Dew Stadium?
Because they might. They might.
We should
Yeah.
call
And
that
by the way, if you've seen the new Mountain Dew commercials, they fucking ripped us off at Cutting Loose. They
Oh,
have
yeah.
fucking ripped us off. They have the new weirdo commercials, and at the end they go, Mountain Dew.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like Cutting Loose. I'm like, you fucking thieves, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, I'm a little
Listen,
pissed off about it, man. A little pissed off about it. Anyway, we're out on Texas Tech. We agree. Too many tough road games. Forget it, man.
Yep.
Arizona State. Look, I'm out on Arizona State. Love them. Love where the program's going. Love the coach. I think they're going to be good. They're going to be a tough out, but you don't listen. They 7 one-score games they won last year. You're not repeating that, especially with the reason you won them is because you could hammer the ball, and the hammer is now on a major construction site out in New York. I'm not buying Arizona State.
Yeah, I'm on the under on them. I will say my Scadaboo is my thing. It's not the running game to me. The quarterback who's good, I like him, Levitt.
Yeah, Levitt's good.
What he did a lot was he would just fling the ball out to Scadaboo, who then would go around.
Yeah.
I don't know who's there who does that in Arizona State. Maybe that person exists and I just don't know him.
Yeah.
But until I see it, I got to take the under.
And here's another thing. You want to play the odds. You want to be a guy that plays the odds because of little facts and things that don't work out. If you're one of those gamblers, let me give you a good one. They were picked to finish last year and won the conference. You tell me the last time somebody went from worst to first and repeated.
Yeah,
Not happening. Not happening. Now, we're both out on Arizona State. Here's another team I love, though. It's between Iowa State and Utah to me.
I love Utah. This is my team.
Yeah. Rumor mill is Whittingham's last year.
Maybe, possibly, that who knows with that guy. I will tell you the one thing I like about Utah is the quarterback, the new quarterback, and the OC from that team that Dampier came from, which I can't remember off the top of my head, are the same. And that is important. And this also happens at Oklahoma with Mateer and from Wazoo. Yes. So, I like those sort of things. I like Utah a lot. Give me the over. I just don't think there's any way that even if he retires at the end of the year, team's not going to go 5-7 again.
Yeah. The only problem they had last year, and we talked about it a lot during our football season last year, was the offense was struggling and the quarterback position was not solidified, and that defense was very good. And Whittingham's an excellent coach, and they were in every game and pulled some upsets.
Yeah.
You just said it. Dampier, the OC, they come in, that's solidified. Give me a Kyle Whittingham team all day long, especially in the Big 12 when you're going to play some ball control against teams that want to shoot out. Yeah, I'm with you. Give me that every time. The only thing for them is they're on the road at Baylor, but guess what? That's about the extent of the toughness of their schedule in the Big 12. They got a really favorable schedule. They're on the road at Baylor. That's it. I mean, the rest of their games are either home or really winnable. I love Utah's chances.
I also, that's the other team I like for me is Baylor to win the conference.
Yeah, Baylor's getting a lot of attention as well. They're getting a lot of
Baylor, by the way, has their D-back. They can't stop a cold. So, any pass, it is going to just eat. If you can really throw, you can eat up Baylor. Baylor, big game against Auburn. I got to be honest, I'm kind of leaning Auburn, but I'm not sure yet. But
we're going to see this week. You're right about that. We're going to see this week. But my pick for this one, Iowa State, and I'm going to get out on this. Look, they already beat K-State. That's their big, huge rival game. That's they already knocked off the favorite. They're 1-0, and for the rest of the season, they are on the road against nobody. Andy, they're on the road against nobody. The only big boy they play down the stretch after beating K-State already is Arizona State, and that's at home. Give me the Cyclones all the way, baby.
Yeah, I mean they got to go to TCU, which I think could be tough. Outside of that, that is an interesting.
The schedule's real favorable
for sure.
Yeah, I love Iowa State.
To play at home, Hey, can I give you one team in the Big 12 that we haven't talked about that I think is
sure do it.
I would say to me this is my favorite Big 12 championship game: Utah versus Houston. Houston. Willie Fritz is the head coach. Love that coach. I think that dude is a dope coach. And every stop along the way, coached at Missouri State, maybe, but he's a good coach. And every stop along the way, if you look at Willie Fritz's years, they're much, much better every year. So Houston, if I'm taking a long shot at just an absolute dart throw, Houston.
Yeah, Houston, maybe. I could also see them getting blown out a bunch, but like you said, it's a dart throw. All right, let's jump into the ACC. ACC to me, this is hands down. Dabo's back this year. This Clemson team minus 105 to win this thing, and I'm telling you what, they're going to win it. They legitimately have 4 day one or day two, like first or second round draft picks on the defensive line, Andy, not on
Yeah,
the defense, on the defensive line. They got the best quarterback in the conference. Probably it's either him or Haynes King, Klubnik or Haynes King, seasoned, been around, coming back as a senior. That's Dabo's recipe for success in the past, correct? The best
yeah.
D line in the country and a good seasoned quarterback. I love Clemson this year.
I think Clemson's gonna be really good. I like Klubnik. I think he's really good. I do think they're gonna beat LSU on Saturday. But I like him. I like him. I think, but the only thing is I totally can't trust them, and I do believe Dabo's going to give a game or two away.
They don't play Miami,
sure,
right?
No,
Well,
no.
I'm just saying, like as far as like their scheduling here,
Right.
here's the thing: their big game, luckily for them, is going to come hopefully before any injuries. It's week 3. They get Georgia Tech week 3.
Well, they go to Louisville in November.
Yeah, right.
Louisville is going to. I think
Louisville's good.
And that coach is awesome. And I love what is it, Strom.
Yeah, Strom, Brom.
Brom.
Now listen, they got 2 tough games, and it's
Georgia
Georgia
they have
Tech
SMU that comes to town, and then they go to South Carolina.
Right, South Carolina though, but that's a rivalry game, doesn't count for getting them into their championship game and all that. That's a game against an SEC team, so you're right about that. That could give them an L, but they just need to get into the ACC championship and win it.
Right.
And they'll be in the playoffs.
They also go to Carolina. Look, and if you're asking me, am I taking Belichick or Dabo?
I'm interested to see what North Carolina is going to do in their opener this week. We'll get into that.
Chapel Bill.
Yeah, Chapel Bill. I love it. All right, Miami is the second favorite here. I'm not buying this either, man. Carson Beck. Listen, let me tell you something about Carson Beck. Okay, he's on Heisman watch lists, and he was on a Heisman watch list before he got injured at Georgia and seriously injured. His throwing arm seriously injured, but he was struggling before that, Andy. And you're selling me that this guy's going to come back from major arm surgery and lead Miami to the division title? I'm not buying it.
I'm out.
I'm out. That's not a recipe for a championship. And they've got one of the worst defenses in the ACC. And that's not a recipe for Miami success. Usually when they're good, it's because that defense will punch you in the mouth. I'm out on Miami as well. SMU snuck in there last year, got it done. Going to be back, going to be trouble, going to be good. I think they're going to be formidable. I don't think they go repeat.
Nah, I'm with you. I think they went like 8-4.
Yeah, right. I mean, Jennings is at the helm. He's a really good quarterback, was last year, took him to the title game and lost to Clemson in the title game. But listen, for me, they're at Clemson and Louisville back-to-back late in the year. That's a recipe of disaster right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't like that. And here's my long shot pick. We discussed this before. Georgia Tech Tech at plus 1,000. If they win that week 3 matchup with Clemson, they're going to be in the ACC championship game. Just got to get to the championship game. That's it.
I agree. Yes, I think they're very good. I think they're could be a monster.
Yeah, and as far as you mentioned with Louisville, here's why I'm off Louisville. I know it's a pretty hot pick, is Louisville. I think they're going to be good. Look, they got Miller Moss, the transfer from USC, comes in. He's taking over a quarterback. Everybody loves that. That's great. He's good. But their schedule's tough, man. They're at Miami, at Virginia Tech. They get Clemson at home, but then they're at SMU. They drew a tough draw of ACC games.
And they also play JMU.
And they play JMU, right?
Easy game. So
yeah,
I still like them a lot to get. Like, I think they're going to win 9 or 10 games. I think they're going to be.
Yeah, they're going to be very good.
That last game against whoever you said, I think is the important one. At SMU, I think that's where SMU's out of it, but then pops up and beats Louisville.
Yeah, could be.
There's two other teams I will say I like. I just want to put their names out there.
Yeah,
Pitt, Panthers. I like the over. I just something tells me Pitt. Not a bad long shot ACC. Right. And I think this is the Virginia Tech year. Last year, we all thought it was last year. They were not good. Yeah. That tells me this year they're going to be better.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong at all. And again, like, just love Georgia Tech and their schedule as well. We saw this team very good. Took Georgia to 8 overtimes last year. Haynes King's going to be in it for the Heisman. I mean, they could easily be 8-1 and looking at a conference championship rematch against Clemson after their first 9 games. They could be 8-1. They really could. They got a very favorable schedule. So look, I like Georgia Tech. We all know that. All right, let's jump into the big boys. Now here comes the big boys, right? We're going to do the SEC and the Big Ten. You got to get going to pick up. You want to pick it up when you get back, or no? You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, let's do it.
10 or 15. We're good.
Okay, all right. Let's jump right into the big boys, the SEC, Andy. The SEC. Now, Texas is the favorite here at plus 275. said this before on the show, and I know we both agree. The SEC and the Big Ten, both very, very smart. When they brought in Texas and the Big Ten brought in Oregon, they gave them cakewalk schedules for the first 2 years to build them up as a powerhouse. You don't want to come in and have that team get trucked. That's just good business. You want them to be built into a powerhouse so your league looks better. Texas has another cakewalk schedule this year in the SEC, as Oregon does in the Big Ten. They're the favorite. I mean, they've got one of the best rosters in the country. They just do. But they still got to beat Georgia, man. They still got to beat Georgia, and that's the only team they play.
Yeah, for sure. You know, a lot of these teams in the SEC, I know we're just talking about Texas, but like I'm talking about the big ones, Bama, Georgia, Texas.
Yeah.
They all have the same issue, which is quarterback. We don't know what the quarterback. Now we know Arch a little more, but
yeah, right.
We have no idea what Georgia quarterback going to be. We have no idea what the Alabama quarterback is going to be. We don't really know what Arch is going to be. Like we kind of have a guess, but we don't know. But I'm with you. I like Texas. I think the best way to bet Texas is to make the SEC championship game. I also like them against Ohio State, by the way, this week. A dog.
Yeah.
But I think Texas is going to be heard from. I think their best bet probably is like not to make the SEC championship game. Like if I'm them, I'm like, we saw you don't have to get there.
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, I'm in on Texas. I think I'm taking, I'm on the under and the over, but I'm going to take Texas over.
Yeah.
And Texas gets in.
Texas over, and they're going to get in a playoff for sure. Georgia to win the SEC is plus 325. And let me tell you this, okay? I think this is a year Georgia's going to really come back, and this is a tough pick because they've got one of the toughest schedules in the SEC, my man. They are at Tennessee. They get Bama at home. They get Ole Miss at home, but then they're at Florida, and they get Texas at home. They drew every goddamn powerhouse in the conference, and I think they'll still be in the conference championship.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Georgia. I don't think they've lost at home in like 5 years. Like they don't lose at home.
I think South Carolina was the last one.
To Georgia. Every game comes to Georgia. I think Kirby is going to play with his food in the first few weeks as he figures out the team, which is why I think I texted you. I like the plus number against whoever he's playing, commercial or whatever. And like, I like Georgia to get in. But if that quarterback is average to even almost bad, whatever his name is, Stinson, or I don't remember his name.
Right. Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, that was the old
school one.
Yeah, whoever the guy that played last year in the playoff. If he's bad, then they're toast, in my opinion. But I think they're going to get in. I think they're going to. I probably take the over.
Yeah.
Close.
All right, the next team that I'm going to say is also making the college football playoff, and is the team I really love in the SEC this year is Bama, and I'm going to tell you why.
Can I say something for you, too?
Yeah.
I don't like the agreement that's happening between you and I right now.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Buffalo. You took the same teams I like, and I don't like it, and I wish it would stop. So let's make this the last.
Yeah, I just love Bama this year, man. Look, it's DeBoer's second year, and now he's got his offensive coordinator, longtime offensive coordinator. He finally gets him in the program with him. This is the same guy he had up in Washington in 2 years. They went right to the national championship game. He gets them. You know what I'm saying? I love Bama this year in his second year. Now, look, they're at Georgia, okay, in week 4. And then they got a couple more winnable ones after that. But then they hit a little bit of a gauntlet in the middle of October. Okay. They got Tennessee at home.
Whoa, buddy. The game before it, they're on the road, October 11th, University of Missouri. How dare you, sir?
Come on, man.
Hey, I hope Hardy runs up and down on them, but I think Missouri's going to have a down year this year, man. But the thing here, like the Tennessee, then they're at South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. That's a tough 4-game stretch.
Yeah.
Real
sure.
tough.
Tough, but I think Alabama has something that most of these teams don't, which is they have the best defense. Their defense is elite.
It's
and
elite.
If this quarterback can get just a little bit of play, a little bit, that team's going to be a handful. This is one of the 2 or 3 teams that I have money on to win the national championship at like 11, 12, 13-1.
Yeah.
Bama, please lose to Georgia. Please.
Offensive line phenomenal as well.
I hope they lose at Georgia in week 3 or whatever that is, because guess what I'm going to do at that point? I'm going to bet Alabama to win the national title again.
Double down.
100%.
Double down. I love it.
They may lose there. I don't think they would lose in the SEC title game. I think right now the value of Bama is so nice. We all should be taking Alabama to the national title.
I think Bama will have 2 losses. All right. It'll either be Georgia or they'll beat Georgia. Will maybe be 1. And the other one's going to be the Warhawks in week 2. I mean, big upset coming. Warhawks knocking off Bama in week 2. But I mean, but that gauntlet they run at the end of the season. Look, they just got to come out of that thing 3-1, and they're going to be in the playoff.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of these teams they play are, like the Vandy's going to get pantsed.
Oh,
they are in trouble.
It's coming.
In trouble.
Yes. It's coming.
South Carolina, I think
Diego got into doing a whole lot of this after that upset last year because Milroe just couldn't quit throwing interceptions. Well, he's not there this year.
Right. Oklahoma is interesting. Yeah, interesting game, but it's in Bama. If it was in Oklahoma, I'd be more interested.
Yeah, and it's the very last game of the year, though, too, Andy. So, like, Oklahoma could be out of it by that point, which I think they will.
Remember, Oklahoma beat them last year.
Yeah. So
guess what Alabama remembers?
You ain't lying.
So I think those teams that stuck it to Alabama last year are in some trouble. So love Bama. I love Bama.
Yeah, and I'm out on LSU. Forget it, man. It's going to be the Brian Kelly show again. He's going to dump the season opener to Clemson, start 0-1, be in the hot seat. Their defense sucks. I don't want to hear about Nussmeier. This guy is a coach. This is a coach that does not get this generation. We've talked about this 100 times. It's the me show with him. I mean, he's everything that this generation does not respond to, Andy. He's an unappreciative egomaniac.
He looks bad on that Netflix show.
Bad.
But if their O-line's terrible, that's the real problem, I think, with LSU.
Sure.
And who they play Clemson, who's got a great D-line.
Yeah, they're going to
get if LSU can kind of stay close in this one, that to me raises LSU's ceiling. But if LSU loses by like 20 or 30, then I think abandon ship. Abandon ship. But if they lose by 7-10 and it's close, I might buy a little more into it because I think the only reason they're really being considered is the things you just said, but they also don't have to play Texas or Georgia this year. But the flip side to that coin is with that bad defense and bad O-line, they could easily lose to Florida, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Bama, Oklahoma. They play all those teams. Right. But what
everybody keeps telling you, they don't have to play Texas or Georgia. And I'm like, yeah, but they got 6 other teams that can beat them.
Right. But what they have that not a lot of SEC teams don't have is they have a known quantity at quarterback. Known quantity. And a lot of these SEC teams we're talking about don't have that. Look, if Nussmeier is awesome, and he could be, I don't know. I'm guessing he will be pretty good. That can change everything in the SEC, especially with these really good teams that we don't know. So that to me is the only hesitation. I'm generally with you on LSU, but let's talk about it after the Clemson game. I'll let you know what I think then.
Exactly.
That's how close it will be.
Exactly. All right. So we both agree it's going to be Texas, Bama, and Georgia in the playoff.
Yeah.
Okay. Those 3 for sure. We'll get back to the rest later. All right. Let's jump on the Big Ten real quick.
Big Ten. I want to do 2 things. I want to do 2 things, by the way. I like A&M. I like Oklahoma. And let me just give you a quick thing on Missouri football because I heard you say you were under. Take the over. Let me just for the record, go look at their schedule. They do not leave the state of Missouri. Do not leave it until October 18th. First 5 games. 6 games, I think if you count Bama, is in Columbia, Missouri. They should be. The Kansas game week 2 is interesting. Kansas could get them.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Kansas. But let's assume Missouri wins. Best case scenario, 5-0 as they go to when Bama comes
to town.
Okay. The other thing about Drinkwitz, nobody cares about Missouri football more than me and not listening, is that Drink doesn't play well. He doesn't really good teams, the step up teams, beat the goddamn piss out of Missouri generally. So just be but let me just tell you their first 5 games. I just want you to hear it real quick.
Sure.
Central Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, South Carolina comes there. I'm down with South Carolina. UMass, right? That's 5 winnable games. So
okay. Hey, if they go 5-0 in that stretch, I mean, they could hit what's the over for them? 6?
6.5?
Yeah. You're looking at 7 wins. Yeah, they could get there. That's a pretty optimistic 5-0, but 4-1 even in that stretch, you got a chance of 7.
Well, they got Mississippi State. That's a win at home, and then they got Arkansas on the road. You know who Coach Drink owns? Arkansas.
Yeah, they could get to 7.
Doesn't lose. He doesn't lose there. So just putting out there if anybody wants to get on board.
Yeah, they could get to 7. I think that's a pretty fair bet. All right, let's jump on the Big Ten here. It's the final one of the big boys here, and I think this one's a lot easier than the SEC because the Big Ten is just top heavy. You can take the Illinois and the Minnesotas and all these teams you want to sell me on early in the season. And I'm going to tell you hard pass. None of those teams are going to be in the championship game, and none of those teams are going to be in the college football playoff. The Indiana thing is not happening this year with Illinois. It's not happening. No. Right. So we know.
I like Illinois. There are teams I like more.
I'll bet Illinois to win some games this year. I like them.
Teams like more in the Big Ten for sure.
Yeah, they're not going to be in the championship game. I mean, look, there's 3 teams in this conference. 4 teams. Sorry, there's 4 teams in this conference that got a legit shot of making the playoff. Obviously, Ohio State. I'm
going to say 5, by the way. Yep.
Okay. Obviously, Penn State.
Under. Yes. In.
Yeah. Obviously, Oregon. Under. We just talked about, though, that they got a cakewalk schedule in the Big Ten again. Cakewalk. So that's Oregon again. Look, they play Penn State, and that's it. It's the only big dog they play. It's Penn State, and that's it. And they got mop-up games the rest of the way. Oregon in the playoff for sure for me. And Michigan. Everybody can be down on Michigan because of last year and this whole pretend hammer that never got dropped on them. They got a chip on their shoulder. They got the number 1 recruit in the country. He's going to be the starting quarterback. And they got a real favorable schedule this year in the Big Ten. Buddy, the only big dog they play is Ohio State. That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. I like Michigan a lot. I like Michigan. They're one of the teams I like a lot in the Big Ten. But I also think, not this year, Michigan, next year they'll be even better.
They'll be even better.
They're going to be really good. So I like those teams. I think Oregon misses, personally. I have them out. It's too much turnover. There's like 15, 20 dudes. I love landing, but I just think it's not going to happen.
Schedule's just so cakewalk. They land in that spot where they don't have to make it to the Big Ten championship game, and they could be sitting there with 1 loss or even 2 losses and finish 3rd in the Big Ten, and they're going to get in.
Yeah, but they do, but it is easy. But there's a few games they're going to give one away, and I just their end of their schedule to me is hard. I think the biggest cakewalk schedule is Michigan. For me. I think if I'm banging the Michigan drum, look at their schedule. Like, I love them to go to the Big Ten title game. I would say that, but that's where. But they're not. To me, you're I mean,
this could be the year.
You're missing one team for me.
Who's that?
USC. I like USC this year as my long shot to win the Big Ten. I like USC to make the Big Ten championship game, and I like USC to get in the playoff. I think there's only, in my opinion, 3 teams are going to make the playoffs in the Big Ten, and it's Ohio State, and it's Penn State, and then I think it's USC. Now, I think the key to this is Michigan comes to USC this year in like mid-October. Yeah. Enormous game for me. I like both those teams to make the Pac-12 title game. I would hedge and bet both of them, or the Pac-12, the Big Ten title game. I would hedge and bet both of them because I believe Penn State will be there because I think they're locked and loaded. But it's, to me, Ohio State, there's no Ohio State that I want when Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator. Don't care. Matt Patricia is going to give some games away. He's just going to. And I'm on the under. I think Ohio State's still going to make it. But
Ohio State is absolutely going to be in the Big Ten championship and the playoff. And here's why.
Happy heading for the cash machine. Oh, yeah, he's going to get himself a middle linebacker. That guy's got the best players money can buy. The best players money can buy.
Right? They got the best roster money can buy every single year. And they can do it legally now. So they'll be in it.
They'll be in it. By the way, if our USC quarterback, if he hits and we have him on the Heisman, if he hits and USC does what I think they're going to do and win 9 or 10 games, he's going to be in it. That dude's going to be in it for the Heisman.
We'll see. I just listen. Shout out to USC. Got a couple of guys from Calabasas football playing out there. All right, King and Kalen Miller, both guys played for us when I was coaching over that way. They're both on that team this year. I hope you guys have a great season. Do your thing, man. Go Trojans. Do your thing, man. Love those guys. Good kids. Now, here's the thing about Ohio State in the opener that you mentioned before. They're playing Texas in the opener now, and you said beyond Texas, and here's why, buddy. It's a crazy stat. The last 20 years, when a quarterback makes his first start against the number 1 team, he's 0-18. Ohio State's quarterback, Julian Sayin, will make his first start against the number 1 team. I'll be on Texas.
Yeah, me too. Also, Texas has like the number 1 and 2 defensive units, and they have a lot of number 1 and 2 units. They're going to be good.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Okay, so let's just run through your playoff teams here. What's your 12-team playoff?
Here's my 12 teams. I got Bama, Penn State, Georgia, Clemson, Notre Dame, Utah, Ohio State, USC. I'm taking some wild shots now. USC, Texas A&M. You could also give me Oklahoma here, but I'll take Texas A&M and USC. Sure. By the way, in the USC slot, you could also give me Michigan. Just sure. I'm going to go USC just for the fun of it. This is where to me it gets a little harder because I'm like, I want to take a shot at some team. I think there's going to be three Big Ten, 4 SEC. Because I think last year was switched. I think there was 3 SEC and 4 Big Ten. So I'm going to switch it this year. And so for my fourth one, I'm going to, did I say Texas? Yes. I have Bama. I had Georgia. I'll think there's 5. Give me LSU. I'm going to go a wild card.
Okay. LSU. Well, I'm going 4 each from.
By the way, I got to give my G5 UTSA. Why not?
Hey, just take a shot, man. Take a shot. My G5 that's going to get in is going to be Navy. I'm going Navy. Notre Dame gets a spot as an independent. Okay. And then you're getting 1 out of the ACC. You're getting Clemson, and you're getting 1 out of the Big 12. I'm going Iowa State. And then I'm going 4 and 4. I like Utah too. You're not wrong there. And I'm going 4 each from the Big 10 and the SEC because we're starting to set the tone for this, how it's going to be 4 and 4. That's what they're pushing for, the automatic 4 and 4. They want to get it. It's going to be Georgia, Bama, Texas, South Carolina. And then I'm going to go Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, Penn State. And my championship game, I'm going old school here, buddy. I think it's going to be an old school matchup that we saw a bunch. It's going to be Bama, Clemson. I think it's Bama, Clemson, and I'm taking Bama to win it.
Okay. I like Bama to win it. I'm on that as well. By the way, you're right. It's going to be 4 and 4. So get rid of LSU. Give me A&M as my 4th one. In the Big 10, here's what my final Big 10 is going to be: Ohio State, Penn State, USC, Michigan. Oregon's not going to make it. I got Penn State versus Bama, and then I'm taking Alabama.
Penn State.
I think Penn State walks into the. I think they walk into like the semifinal. I just think Penn State's loaded. The defensive coordinator from Ohio State, who's awesome, is now defensive coordinator at Penn State. Love it. Dude's great. Great coach. Knowles, I think is his name. Yeah. Love it. So love that. I am out on South Carolina. I think South Carolina is an underplay for me. The schedule is ridiculous. I'm an under on that. I think they're like 7-5, just for the record.
Okay. All right. Hey, there it is, man. There's the college breakdown for you guys. Every conference, every team. And if you think it's not important to pay attention to those group of 6 teams that we all broke down for you, go back and give it a listen if you're going to do any damn gambling this year.
Yeah.
You want to know what these teams are about if you're going to be gambling on them to cover spreads and shit. And we just laid it all out for you, man. So,
and you know what that G5 team, as you're talking, just please take a shot on a G5 team. Don't take Boise State. I mean, unless you're going to put $1 billion.
Yeah.
Remember, put money on Boise State to beat Notre Dame. That's the key to the Boise State game. Take the 2-1 on that instead of the minus whatever it is. But take a shot. My only advice, pick any G5 team you think has a shot, and put a little money on them to make playoff. It's going to be a way more fun bet than taking Boise State.
Yep. I'm going to roll UTEP and Navy. I just love that Navy schedule, as I pointed out earlier. So we'll see.
I think I'm on UTSA and Memphis and maybe one other team. I don't think it's going to be almost impossible to get these teams in, but why not?
Yeah. Perfect, man. That's perfect.
I'm San Jose State. San Jose State's my 3rd.
I love San Jose State. I do. Now, this is what we're going to do here, Andy. Since we rolled an hour and 50 minutes here, but guys, it's the football preview. You can listen to it in sections if you need to, but here's what we're going to do is we're going to call it right here. And then we're going to put together the all right bet will usually be a part of every single week coming on the Big 6 Picks, because Big 6 Picks is right around the corner, guys. What a new guest every single week, 17 weeks. Next week's guest 1, Wayne County Life's own Garrett Fuller, is going to be on the show. Big time Michigan fan. He's going to be the first guest picker for week 1 next week, Big 6 Picks. And we're going to have games laid out for you. You guys know the drill. We're laying out our picks for you every single week. So what we're going to do here is call this one, and then we're going to put together a little short episode of our picks for this week's college football. And that'll be that'll be also listed here on Cutting Loose under the All Right Bet. You can check that little 10-15 minute thing out if you want to get your gambling tips. We'll post that later. But this is going to be the end of the episode for this week, because it's football preview, Andy. We ran long.
Hey, if you stuck around this long, I'll give you one right now. I'm just going to give you a parlay, 2-team parlay, money line parlay. Just do it. It's 2-1. Texas football money line plus Utah football money line at UCLA. Give me Utah 2-1. It's 2-1,
Yeah.
baby. You got to
Yeah.
do it.
I love it. I love it. 2-1. So, hey, man, we're going to get out on that, and then you can go right back up. You're going to see posted later on tonight. We're going to have the All Right Bet episode for you. We're going to run down this week's games, probably 10 or 15 minutes to give you who we're betting on, what dogs we like. We're going to love it. We're going to get to that, and we'll see you on that one.
We cutting loose.
College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money. Ready? Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. All right, boss. I know you got to run to go to pickup and all that. When you get back, you want to jump back on just for 10 minutes to give our picks for the week?
I can't because of course there's a planned thing, like there's a party.
Oh, after school. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well,
that makes sense.
I can do it tomorrow morning though. If we can get on tomorrow morning, can you get on tomorrow morning?
Yep.
I can do it at exact same time, 9:00 probably tomorrow.
Let's do it right at 9:00, and I'll post it immediately.
Okay. Yeah, and then
Thursday games. Right.
Look through a few, and there's Thursday games. We can do it or stay away from it, but
no, we'll do the Thursday games, and I'll post it immediately. So we'll do that. All right, sounds good, man.
Yeah, that'll be easier tonight because I think it's like 12 to 5. It'll be a mess. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I got you, man. All right, we'll do it tomorrow morning, or if later on tonight you're just sitting around and you're like, hey, let's just jump on, let's just do it. You know what I mean?
Cool. Yeah, you know how these schools go with like half day. There's a party. And you're like, oh my god,
right. Yeah. Also, though, that's a good point too. Though, first day she can be wiped out, probably be knocked out in bed tonight. So maybe tonight, if you want to do it, we can jump on. Let me know.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do.
All right, bro.
Thanks.
See you, man.
Bye.